Breaking news mga kababayan, Pinky Web, hindi na nakapagpigil, nadulas na. Maka-BP Sara na ito. Halaka mga kababayan ko. Talagang pati mga angkor ng Bilyonaryo News Channel gusto na ng pagbabago. Suportado na si BP Sara sa 2028. Totoo kaya ito mga kababayan? Dito po sa interview ni Michael Poa, gusto kasing isomon o ipasugpina ng Kongreso dahil may ginagawang mini trial laban po kay Sara Duterte. Dito po sa interviewng ito, binulaga si Luistro, sila Terry Ridon, sila De Lima, nag-iyakan na mga kababayan dahil dito meron siyang aaminin. Bloodbath ito. Mga kababayan ko, nako po, nakakatakot pala na matuloy ang impeachment ni Sara dahil may mabubulaga dito, may mabibisto, merong ebidensyang matibay. Naku po, eto na po ang pasabog. Michael Poa at Pinky Web, hindi na nakapagpigil mga kababayan.
A fishing expedition. That's how Vice President Sara Duterte calls the House Justice Committee's impeachment proceedings against her. After skipping last week's hearing, the committee subpoenaed one of her legal counsels who also served as her chief of staff and spokesperson. Will Attorney Michael Poa comply? Let's get on point with Attorney Michael Poa, the legal counsel, at least one of the legal counsels of Vice President Sara Duterte. Attorney, good to see you again.
Good
Maraming
evening, Ms.
salamat po
Pinky,
sa
at
inyong
good
oras.
evening sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin, and thank you for having me here.
Balikan ko lang po yung nangyari last, I believe that was Wednesday, when towards the tail end, lumabas na po yung mga matters that needed to be discussed during the House Justice Committee. And that's where at some point, I believe towards the end, that they were issuing subpoenas duces tecum and ad testificandum. Doon po lumabas sa inyong pangalan. Attorney Michael Poa, ad testificandum. Ibig sabihin, kayo po kailangan pumunta sa House Justice Committee sa April 14. Will you go?
Well, right now, I have not received a copy of the subpoena ad testificandum just yet, but I'm decided to actually go. No? Why? Because as a lawyer, we have to respect processes, institutions, and kung meron talagang subpoena para sa akin to testify on matters pertaining to when I was Undersecretary and Chief of Staff of the Department of Education, I don't see a reason why I should evade these things. No? So I'm ready to go.
Were you surprised that they issued a subpoena ad testificandum?
To be honest, yes. Because as you know, I think a year and a half ago, I already testified before the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability that was then chaired by Congressman Joel Chua. So at that time, I felt like I was already asked questions exhaustively. I have to also say
Ayan mga kababayan, ready na pumunta si Michael Poa dito sa mini trial ng Kangaroo Court ng Kongreso. Dahil saan kayo nakakita mga kababayan na isang abogado na nagdedepensa sa kanyang kliyente ay ipapasomon at ipapasugpina nila Terry Ridon, Luistro at mga congressman na mga magna, na mga maletagang na walang ginawa kundi mag-imbestiga at hinahabol si Sara Duterte. Okay lang sana mga kababayan kung mag-imbestiga sila. Subalit datapwat, ang nakakagigil, nakakapag-apoy ng damdamin ng mga Pilipino dito ay talaga namang mga walang ya. Hindi nila makita ang kanilang mga sarili sa salamin na sila din ay mga magnanakaw. Mali-maleta ang ibinulgar ng mga sundalo dito sa 18 Marines. Pero anong ginawa nila? Wala silang imik. Pati Blue Ribbon Committee ni Pinky Lacson, walang nangyari. Ginawang itbulaga lang. So dito mga kababayan, merong pasabog si Michael Poa na ikagugulat nyo, na ikagugulat at bubulaga sa Kongreso na to, na walang ginawa kundi manira kay Sara Duterte. Eto po.
on record, I attended those hearings. No? Just by invites, I attended all those hearings, answered all their questions as best as I could, of course, based on my personal knowledge. So I thought that was quite exhaustive. But Then again, even if I'm surprised, I don't think it matters. I'm still willing to go. Kung may kailangan pa silang i-clarify, I'm willing to clarify matters naman.
Did you have to seek permission defense team for you to actually comply with the subpoena?
It's something we discuss. I won't deny that. But ako, I was very upfront with the team. I told them that I wanted to go. Because if there are things that need to be clarified during my time in DepEd, I have nothing to hide. So I might as well just go and ask questions as truthfully as I can.
I was trying to look back at that hearing because when they were asking to subpoena you, ang sinabi po ni Congressman Tino in so many words was that you have relevant and material information on how confidential funds were used. Okay, you were second chief of staff of DepEd 2022 to 2024 and then thereafter was a spokesperson of the VP, hindi ho ba? Ano ho ba yung inyong sinabi? Balikan lang natin yung sa good government. What were you saying back then? Because even during the House Justice Committee, I heard there were envelopes. Was that attributed to you?
Actually, that's why I'm quite confused. Even when I read I think that was either the third or the fourth impeachment complaint, no? That there was a line that said that allegedly I admitted to receiving envelopes, which is totally false. No? The transcripts of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability would show that I never said anything about accepting envelopes. In fact,
Ay, isipin nyo mga kababayan, ginagawan pa siya ng kwento na tumatanggap ng envelope. Kaya Michael Puwa, merong pasabog dito na ikagugulat ng mga tangalista, bobolista. Mga naniniwala sa mga budolero. Kaya mga kababayan, tapusin nyo ito hanggang dulo kasi merong bloodbath dito na ikagugulat ni Luistro, Terry Ridon de Lima Trillanes. Mag-iiyakan sila dito pag napanood nila ito mga kababayan ko dahil itong impeachment na ito, naka-ready na ang depensa ni Sara 100%, hindi lamang 100% kundi
what I said then,
24 hanggang 150 na porsyento na handang-handa na idepensa ni Sara ang kanyang sarili sa pamamagitan ng mga abogado na garantisado de kampanilya na magagaling. Hindi gaya ng mga abogado ng Kongreso na walang alam kundi gumawa ng kwento. Kaya napupukpok sila ng taong bayan dito.
and I don't know if I'm preempting what I will be saying in the hearing, but what I said then was, hindi ako nakatanggap ng envelope. Kung meron man ako natanggap ng kahit anong monetary, it was in a form of reimbursement kasi gumagastos ako noon as spokesperson. And that was not regular, obviously. That was just, sometimes when you have to, parang representation, when you also, and I'm sure we're all familiar with this, you have to sometimes take out the media, Christmas party, ganyan. We have a certain budget kasi sa DepEd and most of the time, we exceed that budget. And so, syempre, hindi ko nakukunin sa DepEd yon. Ako na yung mismo naglalabas. And at that time,
Kaya pala gustong ipasugpina. Kasi nga, sinasabi nila, mukhang kasabwat sa korupsyon si Michael Puwa. Dahil allegedly, meron ding envelope na tinatanggap si Michael Puwa. Pero paliwanag ni Michael Puwa, this is a falsely accusation dahil mga reimbursement ito. So, kailangan ko ring gumesto ng sarili ko at reimburse ko yung pera. Alam nyo ba mga kababayan, ganun po yon para bumalik yung ginasto mo. Naka-debit yan sa kumpanya na pinagtatrabuhan mo. So, ang ginawa nila Terry Ridon, gumawa sila ng kwento na si Michael Puwa ay tumanggap din ng envelope. Hala ka, grabe na.
pag nababalitaan sa Office of the Secretary na may ganon, the Vice President would just say, bakit ka gumagastos? Ano ka na nga, parang aparate ka ng abonado. So she would give me something, but it's not anything significant, actually.
I don't think you said that during the House Justice Committee. You did?
I did with an exchange with, if I remember correctly, Congressman Abante at that time. Tinatanong niya, ikaw, nakatanggap ka ba? Sabi ko, wala po ako natatanggap na envelope. Kung meron man po yung mga reimbursements na once or twice lang nangyari, sa totoo lang. So, and those things were, you wouldn't think any of it kasi the amount is not that significant. In fact, siguro mas marami pa akong naabono sa totoo lang kaysa
Kesa dun sa
sa
na-reimburse
na-reimburse.
sa'yo.
No? Kasi there are really things we have to do as spokesperson, diba? But that's minor and that's something I'd like to clarify also. Baka naman nagkaroon lang ng misappreciation dun sa allegations.
Because
in
also
fairness
there
to
was a
complainants.
time that there was a former employee supposed to be of the DepEd that also talked about envelopes.
Yes,
So
yes.
even I was trying to look back at the time that you were there and another DepEd official was there. Do you think that nagkaroon kaya ng confusion or maybe because you did say nakatanggap ka ng envelope?
Hindi, kasi ang sinabi ko nga nun, hindi man lang naka-envelope yung mga reimbursement. Naka-envelope yun eh. 'Di ba? So, maybe there was some confusion sa totoo lang. And it's a good thing that I could clarify that now. Kasi nakita ko yun sa allegation when I was reviewing, of course, as part of the defense team, when I was reviewing the impeachment complaint. Nagulat nga ako, sabi ko, ano tong I admitted to, receiving envelope? Because that really never happened. I mean, there was nothing to admit to. So, well, it's a good avenue siguro na rin for me to clarify that. And then, secondly, it was I think, use of confidential funds,
Yeah.
which categorically, when I was at the Committee of Good Government, I already said I had no participation whatsoever in the use, disbursement, liquidation of confidential funds. My limited participation only came in when there was already an COA AOM, and I had to reply as part of my duties, of course, as head of office.
And what is AOM?
It's an audit observation memorandum.
Kayo po ang sumagot nun.
Ako ang sumagot noon. Part of my duties yan eh.
How does that work? If you did not form part of disbursing confidential funds, pero kayo po ang sasagot ng AOM,
Oo.
what do you base it from?
Kasi if you look at the AOM, and thank you for asking me that, if you look at the AOM, what they were asking for were purely documentation. Ang finding kasi is there was lack of documentation, hindi submit ng documents evidencing payment. Ito yung lumalabas na mga acknowledgement receipts ngayon eh, di ba?
Ayan mga kababayan, kaya pala pinapasomon ito. Ayan no, Michael Poa summon in BP Sara Duterte impeachment hearing. Dinamay pala itong si Michael Poa. Kaya may sugpina ito. Sinasabi nila conflict of interest daw. Kasi itong si Michael Poa, mga kababayan, spokesperson ng Department of Education, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Na yun din naman ang binanggit. So, nagkaroon ng issue dahil sa pera na nakalagay sa envelope. Yun pala ay mga alingas-ngas lang na wala namang ebidensya. Gaya ng mga sinasabi nila na paratang kay Sara na piatos. Yung mga secret na code name para yan sa Intel. Gusto ng mga dilawan, bangagan, at dilawan, mga pulpulista, tangalista, at bobolista na naniniwala ng 20 pesos sa bigas hanggang ngayon, ayun, bulag-bulagan sila. So ngayon mga kababayan, sinoplak sila ni Michael Poa dito. Kaya tuloy, marami nang nag-aabang yung bloodbath dito, ang matindi. In the middle of the hearing, merong bloodbath. Ni kagugulat, ikaluluwa ng mata ni Luistro, ni Terry Ridon at ni Dilima at ni Trillanes dito at lahat ng mga tangalista mag-iiyakan sa buong mundo. Halaka, sabi ng mga nagko-comment, ayoko ng tangalista, bobolista kasi. Naniniwala hanggang ngayon na 20 pesos bigas ay natupad na yun palang nga lang. Ayan, sabi ng mga yun, no? Sabi ni Pedring Abuso ng San Lucas, Batangas.
And I think there was also one finding, if I remember correctly, na yung voucher daw undated. No? So what I simply did was call the accounting office, ask them, bakit undated itong voucher? So may explanation sila, sinabi nila, nagbigay sila ng advance copy kasi sa COA nung time na yon. So perhaps a clerical error. So binigay nila sa akin yung official voucher na may date. So I just attached it to my response and just said basically there was a clerical error and here's the proper voucher with the date. So I
How do you
attached it.
authenticate that? A proper voucher with a date versus an undated?
No, because it was
Disbursement.
actually the same. It's the same. The only missing part, if I remember correctly, was just the date.
Date.
So I just had to ask accounting. And then with the
Wait lang mga kababayan, anong sinasabi naman ng mga kababayan natin dito na naniniwala sa katwiran. Heto po. Attorney Michael Pua, you have my deepest respect, sir. Your name itself has the semblance of the power of an attorney and truly you carry in with excellence. Kudos to you for your brilliance, composure, and legal skill. I can only wish I have even a small share of your brain cells. Must respect, sir. A few good men, Attorney Pua. Well said, as always, Mercy. Bukop. I love hearing Attorney Michael Pua. He gave a calm vibe, very intelligent, coherent, very pleasant. I'm running out of positive words for this guy. Sabi ni MMM, good job, attorney. Napaka-clear ng mag-explain ng attorney nito. Pwedeng maging senador. Manghuhuli pa pala sila ng isda. O, tignan nyo, gusto nilang mag-fishing. Di na get si Pinky yung ibig sabihin na attorney sa pagkuha ng evidence. Ilang interview na sinasabi na attorney nang i-clarify ay yung mga naka-attach na complaints na at evidence na. Yung sinasabi na kayo na bahala maghanap ng ebidensya along this line ay tipong yung complainant sinasabi sa fiscal, hindi sa defense. The burden of proof ay sa nag-aakusa, meaning dun sila nag-file ng impeachment cases sa HOR. Hindi yung HOR ang maghahanap ng ebidensya para sa magsampa ng kaso. Kita nyo mga kababayan? Ang gusto pa ng ng HOR dito sa grupo nila De Lima, Terry Ridon, Luistro, ay sila BP Sara ang maglahad ng ebidensya para patunayan na hindi sila nagkasala. Oy, mga bugok, sabi ni Rowena Gonson, mga bangag kayo. Kangaroo court ng Kongreso, saan kayo nag-abogado? Sa anong school ka ang tatangan yung bobobo nyo? Ba't kailangan yung akusado ang magdala ng ebidensya, mga kupal? Sabi ni Atty. Gonson dito kayo, nabulaga sila dito ni Michael Pua. Ang galing, brilliant. Ang galing mag-explain nito, sabi ng mga komento.
itong mga acknowledgement receipts, of course, I had to go to the Special Disbursement Officer who's the one in charge of this documentation. So I merely asked, meron ba tayong DEP, document evidencing payment, kasi yan yung hinihingi sa AOM. So ang sabi sa akin, matatagalan, sir, kasi we're still gonna get it from the field and all that. So I said, so that's why I asked COA actually for, I think, a 60-day extension to submit all these documents. So that's how that's responded to it. And it's not uncommon kasi in DepEd, all AOMs, when I was Chief of Staff, had to go through me yung mga responses. Kailangan pinag-uusapan namin yan sa Execom so it's no different. And I just wanted to clarify, I was not actually Chief of Staff from 2022 to 2024.
Yeah, it was actually said here, I think during the hearing, if I'm not mistaken, you were Chief of Staff. I know you were USEC and spokes.
USEC Chief of Staff and spokes, but I was spokes first. I was hired in DepEd as a spokesman. That was back in July 2022.
Right.
So my item then was Director 4 of the Public Affairs Service. I only became Chief of Staff already April 1,
Okay.
2023.
So eventually, so 2022, naging
Spokes
spokes ka, tapos 2023, naging Chief of Staff ka.
Oo.
Tapos eventually, naging spokes ka ng VP in 2024.
Nung umalis na kami sa
Yeah.
DepEd,
Yeah.
yes.
When-
Yun yung timeline.
Okay,
Oo.
because the Vice President had left the Education Department. What are your expectations from the hearing when you show up? And I'll
don't
follow up
know.
na, Attorney.
Oo.
Are you willing to answer each and every question? Or would there be some, how far are you willing to go to answer their
As-
questions?
Ms. Mickey, as long as it's within my personal knowledge, I don't see any issues. I'll answer as directly as I can, based on my personal knowledge. Ang mahirap doon, kung tanungin ako sa hindi ko personal knowledge, I think I also have to just state for the record na wala akong personal knowledge dyan at hindi ko masasagot yan. Because as you know, when we attend these hearings, you're under oath. And obviously, it's always at the pain of perjury, when you say things that you don't really know naman, you just speculate. That's why even at the committee level a year and a half ago,
The good
I was
government.
very straight with them na personal knowledge ko, sinasagot ko. Pag hindi ko personal knowledge, sinasabi ko, pasensya na po, wala talaga akong alam dyan. there is, you know,
Pero alam niyong confidential funds ang tatanungin sa inyo dito,
alam ko,
obviously.
and that's why I was surprised. Kasi I think nasabi ko na naman noon yan. And I don't want to come out defensive or anything. So sasagot na lang siguro ako doon. But the fact that I was Chief of Staff only April 2023, nagastos na yung first quarter na confidential fund. So I mean, how do you expect me to be even part of that? But in any case, these are things that I would gladly clarify. Sabi nga nila, di ba, nung una sinasabi nila, lawyer kasi ni VP, he might just invoke privilege the whole way.
Yeah.
No?
Or right against self-incrimination, can you do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
You can invoke it.
Do you even
but
plan to invoke your...
No, because sa akin, kung ang tanong lang naman is ano ang involvement, I just answer truthfully. Diba? I don't see any gain in invoking any right, lalo na kung wala ka namang ginawang mali diba? So, sa akin, I'll just answer truthfully to the best of my personal knowledge. Yun lang ang qualification doon.
Are you even worried about on April 14?
I wouldn't say worried. Of course, I'd like to know exactly everyone. It's so uncertain what's gonna happen. So, syempre, that level of uncertainty at a personal level, I have to admit, you know,
Okay.
I'm a bit confused why they singled me out to go there. But if legitimate naman, they're just going to ask me clarificatory questions, then I'd be happy to clarify the matters.
Aren't you even going to bring one of the other lawyers of the Vice President with you? Or is this something you're going to handle yourself?
We haven't spoken about that. I don't think it would be proper kasi for another lawyer to stand, that's within the defense team, to stand in as my lawyer
Counsel.
also. O
Opo.
parang hindi siya appropriate for me. But that's my personal take. No? So if ever I would need counsel, maybe personal counsel ko na lang siguro, maybe a friend or
Okay.
someone who wants to, just to, syempre you have to be objective diba? Sometimes when it's ikaw na, it gets personal. So you tend to lose objectivity. So maybe I would, but I haven't really decided. Kasi sa akin, nung sa committee, I also just went alone
Yeah.
So
Ayan, mga kababayan, dito mo makikita na talagang matalino itong si Michael Pua. Makikita nyo po mga kababayan, hindi malang nagbiblink yung mata. Talagang sureball yung mga tanong. Kaya dito mga kababayan, yayariin sila ni Michael Pua dito. Lahi ng Duterte ang umatras sa mga laban o mga tangalista. Si Digong natakot makipagduelo kay Carbonell. Nako, mga bobo ito. Si Basti umurong ang yagballs kay General Torre. Kayong mga tangalista, puro nonsense ang ginagawa nyo sa totoo lang. 'Di ba? Sana yung sa flood control scam hindi mahinto. Doon talaga malala ang nakawan. Trilyones talaga. You cannot trust the kangaroo court with many croaky thieves. Go attorney, mas matalino pa to sa mga buhaya. He's very intelligent and calm. Iba talaga ang vibe kapag walang ginawang masama. Nakikita niyo naman mga kababayan. Ganyan po ang mga facial expression ng isang matinong tao at walang ginagawang kamalian at walang ginawang pagnanakaw. Nakita niyo naman ang mga paliwanag ni Michael Pua na talagang brilliant, very genius way ang pagkakasalita, ang pagkakatalinghaga niya, mga kababayan, malinis, madaling intindihin ang mga wika na mga letra, na mga titik. Mga kababayan, mula A hanggang last na pangungusap dito ay maiintindihan ng bawat Pilipino. Walang tinatago. Hindi gaya ng mga congressman na yan na mga kawatan. Yan ang sinasabi ng taong bayan, mga kababayan, na ako, nagbabasa lang po tayo dahil wala silang inatupag. Kundi impeach Sara Duterte, tanggalin. Hanggang pag-utot nila, mga kababayan, Sara Duterte, gusto nilang alisin. Kaya ngayon, mga kababayan, hindi sila pinaniniwalaan ng taong bayan dito. Kaya si Sara ay malakas na maging presidente. Natatakot sila dito na maging presidente dito kasi mababalikan sila. Kaya Trillanes, De Lima, Terry Ridon, Luistro, humanda na. Kasi parang babalik ang karma sa inyo. Yan ang sinasabi ni Pablo Escobar ng San Juanico, Leyte. Walang naniniwala sa kangaroo court ng Kongreso kasi yan ang lugar ng mga buwaya. Sistematiko, organisadong mga mali-maleta ang binulsa at nilagay sa aparador. At ngayon ang hahabulin nila yung 121 or 25 million na confidential fund. Mga bobo, sabi ni Isidro Sandoval ng Tanay Leyte. Okay po, for transparency, for a better democracy, this is the Wonders Philippines. Mabuhay po mga kababayan. Isang like, isang share po, isang subscribe. Salamat po.